Hi everyone, it's Chris and Brandon from the Tech Department with today's Digital Media Minute.
We are living the Google dream, but there are still some subtle tips when it comes to sharing and permissions on Classroom, Docs, folders, and Drive. Let's take a closer look at ways you can control access and share out resources in the best way possible.
First up is for Google Classroom users. If you're posting an assignment in Classroom, make sure you post under the Classwork tab when creating the assignment, and then choose what permissions you want the kids to have. When I add a document, it defaults to students being able to view the file. We would recommend that you click this drop-down box and say make a copy for each student. There's another option in there that students can edit file, and that means every student that you assign this to can edit the same document. That's probably not what you're looking for most of the time, but it might be for some folk.
When you make a copy, it allows the students to turn it in and then be graded by you right within Classroom, which is a really nice feature for our Classroom users. Next up is shared settings on a doc. If you're sharing with people and know their email address, simply enter email addresses here. Again, make sure your permissions are set accurately for edit, comment, or view.
And that's this little checkbox right next to where you type in their email address. So if you see the little pencil, that means they can edit. It'll turn into a little eyeball for view and a little speech bubble for comment.
When you get a shareable link, which is your other option in a Google Doc, you have more options under link sharing. The link automatically defaults to anyone at HFCSD can view. So make sure you change the sharing settings and whether or not you want them to view, comment, or edit.
And again, that's done by clicking the little box where it says anyone at HFCSD with a link can view, and that can be changed there. Another thing in there too is if you click the More button, it will allow you to share it with anyone outside of the district or anyone just inside the district. So that can sometimes be helpful if you're sharing things, say, with parents or with a colleague at another school.
And again, by clicking on the Advanced, so if you go back one level under Advanced, you can change permissions and manage your settings that you originally shared out. So if there's a group that no longer needs access to that, you can delete, you can change their access to view. So something good to know once you've shared something out and need to kind of rein it in.
Now next we're going to go into your Google Drive. Folders in your Google Drive are set up very similarly. You can share a folder with anyone in your organization or anyone with a link. Again, be careful with the level of access as these are your files that you're sharing. So I'm going to click on one of my folders and I can either right click on it and that'll bring up a menu with the share button, or I can click on the little share button up at the top, up in the top right corner. Takes you to the same place. Looks very similar as sharing a document. I can write somebody's email address in here, and very similarly there's a little box right next to it that tells me what that person can do. Can they add things to it, edit things, or can they just look at what's in that folder?
And remember, after the fact, anything that you put into that folder that's been shared out will again be visible to those that you've shared your folder out to. Team drives are much like the shared drives of yesteryear. These are great for shared grade level or building level information, but you must always be mindful of the student information that you're sharing out. The owner of the team drive may add and remove members, which Brandon is showing us now. And again, anything that is added to the team drive will be shared with all members.
And something to remember here is when you're adding people, you can also click Manage Members. And what you can do is next to each person's name is what they can do within that team drive. So if you add folks and you only want them to view things, only comment on things, or add things, or if they're a manager of that drive, of that team drive, then they can do everything.
Let's go one more layer within a folder to show them that there are also checkboxes that they can enable certain rights and access on an actual file. So if I go into the share and go, oh, not the folder, just a doc.
Right, I'm going to go back to my drive.
Now your owner settings allow you to prevent editors from changing access and adding new people, and or disable options to download, print, and copy for commenters and viewers. Again, just an added layer of safety and security when there's sensitive information that you want to have more control over.
And that can be done in your in a team drive as well. So when you say who has access, it'll show you who can look at that document in your team drive. And in the upper right-hand corner of that menu is the 3 little dots. If you click that, then there's that checkbox that says restrict download, print, and copy actions, similar to things that were in our drive itself.
Good to know. Google keeps us on our toes by putting things in different places. We learn something new every day, whether it's technology-based or not. So we hope this tutorial helped you better understand the structure and permissions within G Suite. Thanks for joining us for our Digital Media Minute, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or join our Google Classroom.